Myself, Dr. Amita Vijay, Assistant Professor, Podar Management and Technical Campus, Jaipur. Concept of demand, desire and want. Whenever we talk about the demand, it is misunderstood as desire or want. In economics, demand is not a desire or a want. In economics, desire is just a wishful thinking. A wishful thinking means, suppose Dave has desire to buy a car, but he do not have enough money to purchase this car. So, this is Dave's wishful thinking that he wants to buy a car. Now, what is want? Now, if they have enough money, but he do not want to purchase the car, so this is just a want. Suppose the price of a car is 6 lakhs, but he do not want to spend that 6 lakhs on the car. Though he desires for the car, he has a purchasing power, but he is not willing to spend those 6 lakhs on the car. So, it is just a want. Now, this desire will be converted into demand when Dave is ready to buy a car at a given price and at a given point of time. Now Dave has to sacrifice the amount of a car if this desire has to become a demand. And one more thing should be there, a time. At what time, at what price will Dave buy this car? Now, demand implies desire for a commodity backed by ability to pay and willingness to pay. It is not sufficient that you are having the ability to pay for a commodity. It must have willingness also. A person should be ready to sacrifice the amount to have that commodity. Now, thus, the effective demand depends on the following 5 elements. That is, first one, desire. There should be a desire, and this desire should be backed with the purchasing power, and this purchasing power must be backed with the willingness to pay, and there must be price and quantity relationship. At what price a person is willing to purchase a particular commodity. Then time and quantity relationship. At what time the person is ready to purchase a particular quantity. Now, demand is a relative concept. So, it is not an absolute. It is related with price, time and place. Whenever we are having price, time and place, that desire can only be termed as a demand. Now we talk about the definition of the demand. Professor Waugh says that the demand for a commodity is the relationship between the price and the quantity that will be purchased at that price. Next, Professor Meyer says that the demand for a product is a schedule of the amounts that the buyers would be willing to purchase at all possible prices at any one instant of time. Next, what are the factors which determine the demand? Or you can say the factors which affect the demand. First factor is price of the commodity. A price of a commodity is an important factor which affects a particular demand of any commodity. Normally, there is an inverse relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity demanded. If the price is high, then the quantity demanded is less. Suppose an ice cream is of 10 rupees. Then a person is willing to purchase its 5 units. If the price increases and it becomes 15 rupees, then the person will purchase only 3 of the unit of the ice cream. This is when the price is increasing, the demand for the ice cream is decreasing. This is the inverse relationship between the price of the commodity and quantity demanded. Next is price of related commodities. A demand of a particular commodity also depends on the related commodities which are sold in the market. These related commodities are of two types. One is substitute and one is complement. The related commodities are classified into two, that is substitute, which are used in place of one commodity. Suppose tea and coffee. If price of coffee increases, the person starts using tea. And next commodity is the complement, which are used together. Suppose example is, suppose car and petrol. If the price of petrol increases, then the demand of car decreases, and these two commodities are used together. So price of related commodities affect the demand of a particular commodity. Next is income of the consumer. Income determines the purchasing power of the consumer. Generally, there is a direct relationship between the income of the consumer and demand. If the income of a consumer increases, then the purchasing power of a consumer increases, then he is able to get more things in place of what he used to get when his income was less. Now, distribution of income. The factor distribution of income in the society also determines the demand in the society. Next is consumer's taste and preference. If a consumer's taste and preferences changes, then whether the price of a commodity is less, then also its demand will decrease or it will vanish. Next is consumer expectation. Expected change in price. If a consumer is expecting that the price may rise of a particular commodity, then he or she may start demanding the commodity in present in more quantity, because he is expecting that further the price may increase. Now next is size and composition of population. We have seen that if the size of any population is large, if any country is having larger population, then the demand is more in that country. And if the composition of people is, suppose in particular area there are more teenagers, then demand of the teenager products will be more. If children are more, then children products will be more demanded. So size and composition of population also affects the demand. Now some more factors are there. Suppose natural calamities and any mishappenings, war conditions. So in these conditions also affect the demand. Function of demand. So the term function is employed to show determined and determinant relationship. Example, we say that the quantity of good demanded is a function of its price. means whatever quantity will be demanded is dependent on the price of that commodity. So, if the price of any commodity increases, then the quantity demanded decreases. This means that quantity demanded is not independent. It is dependent on the price of that particular commodity. So, this is known as determinant and determined relationship. Now we talk about the demand schedule. A tabular statement of price, quantity, demanded relationship at a given period of time. Demand schedule is representing the quantity demanded with respect to its price at a particular period of time in a tabular form. The demand schedule expresses the functional relationship between the price of commodity and its quantity demanded. Now we can see in this table that when the price of apple is 5 rupees per unit, then the quantity demanded is 1 dozen. And if the price decreases to 4 rupees per unit, then the quantity demanded is 2 dozen. And if the price decreases to 3 or 2, then quantity demanded increases. So we can see that there is an inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded. Where the price is high, then the quantity demanded of apple is less. So it is showing this demand schedule is showing the functional relationship between the price and the quantity demanded of the apples. So we have represented this quantity demanded according to price in a tabular form. Now this demand schedule can be of two types: individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. We will talk about these two in the next slide. Now we talk about the demand curve. Now we saw that what is demand schedule. Whenever we are representing the various quantity demanded with respect to its price in the form of table, then we can make a curve also, which shows that the price rises and quantity demanded decreases. So demand curve, the demand schedule is translated into a diagram known as the demand curve. The demand curve shows an inverse relationship between the price of the commodity and its quantity demanded. Higher the price, lower will be the quantity demanded, and vice versa. So we have represented this table into a graph, into a curve form, which is showing that there is an inverse relationship between the price of the commodity and quantity demanded. Now, I talked about the individual and market demand. What is individual demand? Individual demand for a product is the quantity of it a consumer would buy at a given price during a given period of time. A particular consumer, how much quantity he will demand of a particular product at its various price. This is known as individual demand. Suppose the price of apple is 5 rupees. Then what quantity will be demanded by consumer A? And if the price decreases, what quantity he will demand? So it is an individual demand. What is market demand? Market demand for a product is the total demand of all the buyers in the market taken together at a given price during a given period of time. Means if there are, suppose A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, these people are purchasing a particular product. Now we will combine the demand of all these people available at various price, and this will form a market demand of that product. So here we are showing the market demand schedule and curve. I talked about that. Suppose A is demanding apples at when the price is 30 rupees. A is demanding 4, and then B is demanding 3, and their combined demand becomes 7. So at price of 30, the total demand or market demand is 7. At price of 25, the market demand is 14, which is the combination of all the purchasers, all the people, individuals who are purchasing that particular commodity. We have taken the example of A and B person which are purchasing the apples. So their combined demand becomes the total demand, and this is the graph which is showing that demand and price relationship, combined demand of the market. That was all for today. In next slide, in next lecture, we will talk about the law of demand. Thank you.